Oh, okay, that's better.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, yep. There you go. How you doing, sir?
Hey, pretty good. How
L
about yourself?
L Gargantuan in the house, folks. Click on him,
Thanks
give
for
him a
having me.
follow. I'm sure many of you are already following. He's a great streamer.
Oh, thanks, dude. And I mean, officially, thanks so much for bringing me into GSX and everything. That totally changed everything for the stream. So
Bringing you into the GSX. Oh, GSA.
yeah,
You mean
GSA.
GSA?
Oh, sorry. GSX was on the mind. My bad.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, GSX is on my mind as well. I had a
What's up?
question. I had a question right off the bat. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Um,
no problem. It's
so,
exciting.
what should I wait for engine stabilization before I go to to go to the next engine? Should I wait for a certain EGT or wait till it stops? Certain N2 and
Uh,
1.
After you've given fuel to an engine to start up.
Yeah. So let's say I've started number 2, right? And
Yeah.
how long do I wait before I start? Do I let it completely
There should
stabilize before I
there.
start 1?
Um, you should start the next engine after there's the engine starter cutout. So the
Ah,
start
okay.
switch should you should hear a click from when it goes from ground to off. At
Oh,
that
okay.
point, you can start the next engine at any time.
Okay. All right, let's do that. So let's go up here to ground. My sim is really my computer's like, what is this foreign object that I have here today? All right, 10%. And are you introducing fuel at 20, or are you doing something differently?
Um, I don't know. I've heard different things. I think the PMDG guide says like 20 to 25. I've heard people say 18. Southwest pilots I've talked to say they just mainly look for N2 rotation and oil pressure to be rising. Um,
Okay.
I, I haven't heard any hard and fast.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
I'm gonna use 20 until I. It's like what you did. Just chat with the pilots when you're sitting in the terminal and say, hey, what N2 precision percentage do you introduce
It's,
fuel?
dude, I've had so much luck actually getting up on the flight deck and talking to pilots just with those types of questions, and you learn
Mm.
so much. Um, I definitely, like anybody, just go up to the gate agent and say, hey, I'm a huge aviation enthusiast. I do flight sim all the time. Could you ask the pilots if I can come up to the flight deck and ask them a few questions? And
I think that's a
some
great
guys
idea.
really respond well to that.
Well, I had one. I haven't really tried that a lot, but I had one that did. I happened to be talking to him in the terminal for just a moment. And I just asked him. I said, "Hey, do you mind telling me what you think our SID will be?" And he kind of looked at me like, "Yeah, we're probably doing the Weevic, Weevic 5 at the time, and now it's the 6 or whatever." And I'm like, thanks, man, I appreciate that. And he winks at me. I'm sure he was straight, but I digress. So I'm sitting back in economy, and everyone's seated in the plane, and all the luggage is put away, and the captain starts walking down the aisle, and I'm like, I'm in the way in the back because I can't afford to be up front. But so
Right, right, yeah.
he
I
walks
know.
right up to me, and hands me a piece of paper, and then turns around and walks back. And it's the little printout of the entire route on that little piece of paper that they print out. And he handed it to me, and I took a picture of it, and I'm like, oh, dude, you don't know how much this piece of paper just made my day, But I thought that was a nice little
Nice.
touch.
Do you mind if I share a quick story?
Yeah,
I know we're on your stream.
I'm gonna have you do story in just 1 second. I've got to
Sure,
recognize
sure, 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 sure.
Flying Jackal is in my chat. Flying Jackal, stay true, man. Do not worry. There's an emote for what percentage of P3D I'm doing. There's an emote for that. And I'm going to fly your plane very, very soon, I hope. Unless you've abandoned me. No, Jack, don't do it. We're actually introducing a lot of these fine P3D folks to some of the advantages of X-Plane 11. All right. Hopefully Jack hasn't wanted to just shoot me.
Hopefully
All right.
still there.
All right, go ahead, Gargantuan.
Oh, okay. So one of these trips to Southwest, I went up to the front. I think I was going from SFO to Midway, and I used that same sort of trick to get to the front. And anyway, they were having a maintenance issue with the secondary altimeter was broken, so that's like you can't fly. So the captain was kind of busy figuring that out, and he eventually got up, and they let me sit down in the captain's chair.
Oh wow!
And you know, I was kind of getting through all the questions I had thought of before with the FO.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, yeah, what departure are we on? And pretty much, long story short, we proceeded to set up the plane together for the departure, and he pretty much let me set every setting, and then he double checked it and everything, you know. And anyway, it was
really. Whoa.
In the 737-700, it was seriously the coolest experience I've ever had. So definitely try to get up front there, guys. You never know.
Wow.
It was awesome. So I'll be honest, the maintenance issue actually did keep the plane on the ground. Everybody had to deplane, and then we went to a different plane. So we actually didn't fly that plane out, but they would have, you know, had they fixed the maintenance issue. So it was kind of the coolest thing that ever happened to me.
That is really cool. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's turn on a few things here. So, oh, I don't want to bring up my HUD quite yet. All right, so we got... I noticed that the default position in this plane versus some of the other Boeings I've flown, they have the buttons in various different states. But the engines are started. I'll go ahead and start the gens. Click on the gens, the generators. PACs are coming on. Do you go PACs auto or high?
Auto.
Okay.
Isolation valve closed.
Engine bleeds are...
auto.
So as I get in the plane, even in cold and dark, the engine bleeds are set to on. I was a little bit surprised about that. I guess it doesn't matter. Systematically, it doesn't matter, I guess.
Right. Yeah, at least in the sim it doesn't. The Southwest guys I talked to said they strictly always turn off engine bleeds and when the AP bleed goes on, or vice versa.
Okay.
But he was like, I don't know if it would actually break anything, but it's just our policy. That's how we do it.
Yeah. Okay, AP bleed coming off. Now, someone told me at some point in the past where if you turn the APU bleed off, there actually is a cooldown period before you turn off the APU. I don't know if that is valid as well, but we'll go ahead and act as if we've done that.
Yeah, I don't think it breaks anything if you shut it down early.
Especially in the sim.
Right. But I would be interested to know that, and
yeah, it's one of those questions we can ask the real world guys. So another question. So I turned the APU bleed off. I turned the APU the APU start switch to off. I don't have to worry about flipping the gens because we're already on the engine gens, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, generally on that APU gen panel, if it's got a blue light up, it means you can select that, and when the light is out, then it means it's on.
Okay.
The bus.
Flying Jackal, I'm talking to El Gargantuan, and we're gonna get him in the X-Plane 11 one day. It's just a matter of time. I may give him a little sponsorship to get him over the edge, and then he can fly X-Plane 11 18% of the time. But yeah, this is El Gargantuan, and he probably would have a gas in your 732.
I was watching who was doing some development, I think, on it the other night. Jay Snap, I think.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, I think I was watching that the other night, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Jay Snap and Val Dudes and Flying Jackal.
Yes, especially seeing him do some like the Lua coding on the back end. I used Lua at the company I work for a little bit, so that was kind of interesting to watch. Anyway.
I've been staying tuned to the development streams a little more than I usually am because the plane's getting closer. But DB Vetter says, we know John Fly can't fly your 727. 2 out of 3 times I can. 2 out of 3 times I can fly that 727. Okay, let's put the probe heat on. I know I'm going through a slow methodical process, but I'm having fun. I hope everyone here is having a good time. Engine bleeds are, yeah, okay, so probe heat on. No anti-ice required, yaw damper on. I need to set my flaps. And let's set RTO while we're in this view. Rejected takeoff. Taxi lights coming on. And MCP is set. We'll turn the flight directors on. I love this hardware panel. It is so choice. It even
what is that panel that you have?
It's the GoFlight MCP Pro, and it took me a while to get it working in P3D, but it's working, and I'm so happy.
Oh, nice. Okay.
All right, runway turn off lights. We'll also turn those on. And the MCP is set. I think we're ready for taxi.
I think I saw one more thing on your upper panel. Might check the isolation valve.
Okay, let me check that. Isolation valve is on open.
I think I think that wants to go to auto. It's my understanding after we've started everything up.
Okay, there's close and there's auto. Okay, I need to add the. All right, that's good. Trim is set, Shantig. Yep. Oh, and someone else had a question. I'm doing Shoshi 19. I'm doing the Hero 2 departure. In fact, it doesn't show it up there, but let me make some cosmetic changes to my overlay up there because the menu is showing a little bit. Let's do this. The life of a streamer, constantly tweaking things on the view for the viewing pleasure of others. No, wait, I don't want to do that. There we go. There we go. So we're going to bring that down like that. Now we got a black background on that bad Project Fly overlay. That's cool. Got the chart. Cool, yeah, Soshi, yep. We'll hopefully it flies the Hero 2 properly. And you may have missed it here on the ForeFlight. This is what it looks like on the ForeFlight. So we come off here, we go to Strel, which this used to be the Strel departure. Dolph, Mika, Sniper, Hero. You can see that loop just around Catalina Island, and then north up to a waypoint that's just not far from Ventura, VOR. So yeah, that's the Hero 2. Oh, the transition's IK. Yep, IK. All right. Anything else with my overhead? Looks. It says ram door full open. Do I want my engines on continuous, or do I do that at the runway?
I typically do it before taxi. I think Jonesy one time said in my stream that there is some time period you want to wait before you do that, but I don't know what it is.
Okay. Well, we're so close to the runway, I'm going to go ahead and set them to continuous right now.
Makes sense.
Oh, window heat? I already did window heat. Yep. Oh, no, I thought I did. That was weird. I thought I did that. Thank you. Alright, we need to do a little maneuver here that is going to be unorthodox. Oh, can we make that turn? Let's see if we can make it. You should set the runway heading on your MCP. Yep, I got it set. It's 200. Or actually, I mean, technically it's 196, I guess. So if we switch it to 196. I guess that not too long ago, these runways used to be the 19s. But the shift of the Earth turned them to 20s. One day we will get updated Las Vegas scenery, where we have
Fly Tampa.
Did they have 2.6s on Fly Tampa?
It hasn't been released yet.
Oh, okay.
It's just I haven't bought the FSDT because Fly Tampa, could release anytime. And
oh, that's good news because I hate the fact that the FSDT hasn't made their stuff compatible with Orbex SoCal. It's just a pain.
Yeah, there's a few airports down in the SoCal thing. Like, you had to do something for SNA too, I imagine?
Yes, I did. That one
yeah.
worked well, but the Vegas one, I've had to fight with it. I don't know why.
Oh, dang, that stinks. Yeah, I haven't tried the Vegas one. But Fly Tampa is also redoing they're completely doing the strip as well. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Tower has told us to taxi into position and hold for an inbound Cub that's going to land on the taxiway, so I have to hold here for a bit. Okay, so one thing I forgot to do, and this is not normal for me, but in the init page, sorry, in the takeoff page, I went ahead and set flaps 5. Well, real world, they don't use flaps 5 here at John Wayne. They use 15. And I forgot about that. And that's real world, folks. So if you use 5, I think you pretty much go past to, well, V1 is not really V1, so 10, 15. I could be wrong, but that's what I heard from our real world. Where's the PBR? Exactly. Jack's triggered. Jack, we're going to be in X-Plane tomorrow. I've got to do some FS economy, big time. I gotta tout my my new group. Snack Air is my new FS economy group.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. Taxi light can come off because tower says get ready to go, but not yet. Engines on continuous. We did that already. Strobe and steady. This whole right click versus left click thing is kind of weird. We'll hit the bar. Landing light's coming on. We'll then toggle our MCP hardware panel. Auto throttle on. Confirmed. I think I'm good to go.
I typically like to set VNAV and LNAV.
Okay.
Just so the flight director will follow that, and even when I'm hand flying on departure, I can then just follow the flight director.
You know, I just set them. I think that's a good rule. It's funny. When I took off out of Jackson Hole this morning in this plane, I was on the roll, and someone said, "Oh, VNAV, LNAV," and or maybe I was even during like rotation, and I was going up. They wouldn't light up, and they didn't light up until I was like in a more of a stable situation, and then they lit up. But right now, being stopped and everything's programmed correctly, they lit up. But it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You may see them flash off after you hit toga or something. I don't know necessarily why that is, but I think like after 400 feet AGL or something, it kicks back on.
Yeah. 15, because over there in the USA they derate engines too much. No, I think it has to do with the runway length. Let me look at the runway length. So if I go to airports, nearby. No. Oh, that's nearby that. Oh, there's a new button I haven't learned about. All right, near KSNA, the runway length is 5,701 feet. So that's why they want you to do flaps 15. It's plenty of runway, but they want that little extra cushion, if that makes sense. All right, sorry. Anything else? We ready to go? Ready to rock and roll? Yeah, someone taught me about the click spot for the auto throttle for the toga. I'm going to try my button this time. I'm going to spool up to 40, and then I'm going to try my toga button. Will that work, El Gargantuan?
Yeah, it should. Maybe hit the clock, too, for immersion.
I've never done that. This is the first time I've actually done that. Where do I set it? Do I hit which button? Cron? CHR?
You can hit down there. There's also a clock button in the above that, a little bit to the left.
Okay, CHR set. Okay. I've never done that.
Yeah, that's chrono, I think.
There's a new button I didn't know about. Yeah.
That's easier to hit. I'll show you that later, though. But this works.
Someone said top left. I did hit that one. Yep. Don't forget to turn back on dancing for the flight. Yeah, exactly. Little chase plane dancing. Did you see that earlier? Okay. All right, let's go. Ooh, crap. All right. Parking brake is off. I'm going to hold the brakes just for a second. Spool up. 40%. Hit the toga button on my joystick. There we go. Oh, snack. You really need FS. I have FS to crew back from 2014 to 2015, but I think FS to crew is wonderful, except it's a crutch. It never allowed me to learn how to start the plane or do a lot of things in the plane on my own. See, I think we're past. I don't think we could reject right here and be in time. I could be wrong, but V1. V2, let's go positive rate, gear up. Oh, snack. See you, John Wayne. Oh, that's a little steep. Oh, we got a subscribe.
We got a subscribe.
This command A button push is brought to you by Ham Sandwich
We
18
gotta subscribe.
with the
We
subscribe.
gotta subscribe.
Let's do this handy dandy little thing here. Outside flyby.
We gotta subscribe.
Look, Ma, no hands. Exactly, right? The HUD is cool. Okay, I'll put the HUD back on.
Oh, there's a chase point view. I gotta get you. Let me get that set up here for you.
Perfect. Little HUDdy HUD. Alright, let's go clean up the flaps. Dang it, I was a little late on the flap cleanup. Gear into the off position.
Do you want my button I push on my takeoffs?
Say that again?
I've got this view that I just hit, and on takeoff it's perfect. It like swivels the camera right past the gear as it's going up.
Oh,
to the front
nice.
Of the plane.
So,
Yeah.
did you share that to the community? Under your
No,
name?
but I'm about. Well, it's technically I got this setting
We
from
gotta
OMG Edson,
subscribe.
and then I just kind of moved the position a little bit and saved it. So I just have to hit a hotkey in it.
Oh, okay.
But I'll share the one I have, so it's the exact position.
Oh my gosh.
I have to get that set up here real quick, but carry on.
This is so bizarre being in this sim. Those clouds look good. The HUD is awesome for Cat 3 hand-flown approaches. I could see how that would be, yeah, I could see how that would be very helpful. Alright, I probably can take the speed brakes to off. Passing through 5,400. Little wing view, doesn't hurt anyone. That was a good view, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh. Barrow to standard. Well, I'm not going to do barrow to standard until 18,000 feet here in the US of A. But I will do some SOP here at 10,000. Some SOP stuff. I'm going to turn down the sim just a little bit more because it's a little bit loud for me right now. But apologies if that went too low. Test 1, 2. I think Sammy Smith's Oatmeal Stout is on the checklist. My overall consensus mock crit. Well, there's an emote for that. There's an emote for that. In fact, there's two right now. I gotta get rid of one of them, but there's an emote for that. Crooner777, how you doing? I have to get the Ultimate Realism Pack. I don't know what that is. There you go, B2. People around the globe would be like, what the heck is 18% mean? What does 18% mean? Yeah, Emery, that emote basically says, I will fly P3D on stream 18% of the time. It seems like I could take this on Pilot Edge. It seems very stable right now. InfoJam TV, you can get rid of, I can get rid of yours? Oh, well maybe we should tweak it. Thank you for putting that together though. I think that that kind of inspired the emote to come about. So alright, following the LNAV, following the VNAV. Alright, let's do some SOP stuff. So someone told me that little trick. Okay, so that all looks good. Do I go to flight on the ignitions yet, El Gargantuan?
For the engine start switches, I typically turn them off unless I need engine anti-ice, and then I leave them on continuous.
Okay.
I think you want to. I've never used flight. I think the time you use flight is like when you need to restart an engine in the air and you need to have like the airspeed going through the fans to help start it or something.
Okay.
I think I could be totally wrong on that.
Am I gonna reach 200 at Birdie? I sure hope so. According to this, Birdie is at or above flight. Is it A's at or above, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to see. I think I'll 30, 40. Yeah, we got 50 miles to get up there, and we're already at 15. So yeah, we'll definitely be at or above there. Let's see.
It'll generally have some sort of error message on the FMC if it can't make a descent or can't make an altitude target.
Okay. Ham sandwich. Flight is for in-flight start. Ah, okay. Okay. Off is the correct move. Okay, cool. Amundos, I really did invest. I did invest a lot. I did. I gave John. I gave at InfoJam a sub for his emote, and you're gonna get W28. We had a vote, so if you'd like me to keep both W28, please let me know. I just wanted to put Goldsy or Marcus back because I had to take out Goldsy or Marcus emotes. And I cycled those in and out. I love those two guys. And if I keep both, I have to. Yeah, it's like Hunger Games, man. I gotta keep those emote slots. Prize possession. Sim looks great. You really envy Active Sky. Yeah, the Active Sky really does. It does. It's definitely. Do you think that they can recreate Active Sky like this in X-Plane? That's the question. Because I know Active Sky is coming to X-Plane, but can they recreate this? I sure hope so.
I hope so too. That would be awesome. Captain, I believe we have climbed out of the transition altitude.
Yes, there we go. 19,000. Thank you. Standard pressure set.
I linked you those two their external views that I was talking about. The first one that I sent you on Discord is the one I like to personally use on takeoff. I don't know if you have like a game controller set up or anything like that for Chaseplane.
All right. So how do I just go to that website and I can import that, or how does that work?
Let's see.
It would probably be easier if you upload it to the community, because then I can just go community, and then I can even look for you. Like, are you going to be under?
Put it public. All right, it's public now. Look for L_Gargantuan, and if you look for front dash takeoff.
Is it an outside view or an? Yeah, it's
outside view.
Yeah.
It's under the NGX 737-600 title, but it'll still work for your for the 800. It's pretty much the same view.
It hasn't refreshed your. This probably takes a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a. But if you do, it'll be up there. But if you click the link, and then it'll open the FSFX packages.
Oh,
website.
Open in Chaseplane. Okay.
Yeah, that should do it for you.
Oh, it's got a. Oh, there it is. Front takeoff, right? This is so cool.
Yeah.
So I just hit this little boom, and now that's imported. Oh, I love that. All right, so now if I go over here to presets, and that one was called front takeoff, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assign a key to that. I'm going to call that one, gosh, I don't know. What key's not available? T? Sure. Let's see what happens. I know it's more for during takeoff. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, how did you do that? Was that like just like a cinematic? How did you do that? Teach me your...
Yeah. So,
I don't know if we have time to do it right now, but I need to learn how to do stuff like that. That's cool.
You'll have to either ask that Kevin guy or ask Edson, because I got this from Edson. And
oh, nice.
So yeah. I'm not sure exactly what settings he tweaked, but it's perfect for what I need. And then after you get out there, if you've got your some sort of view control set up, you can actually like swivel around, and it always aims at your aircraft. You can zoom in or out. But kind of a cool effect that happens with it is when you key that, like right on takeoff, it just does that like side pass right along the gear, and I love it.
That's cool. There's a guy, I think his name is Flight Sim Deck. He's on YouTube. He's really good at his teaching people how to do movies in the simulator, and he focuses on chase plane in some regard. And he's got a good vibe. I don't think I definitely think he should stream, but he did this YouTube video. Again, I think his name was Flight Sim Deck, but he did this video where he got away from the plane. He went down by the runway behind a fence, acting as if he was just an airplane watcher, and then he set up this view and he changed the speed at which everything happened, and it really looked like you were on the edge of this, right at this fence, plane watching as this plane came in. It was so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I just looked it up. I'm gonna have to watch some of his stuff because I haven't really gotten into the I don't know, the deep thing